The rumors and discussion about a potential SpaceX and Tesla merger simply will not go away.
I got to ask you about this story. Wall Street Journal story about Tesla spinning out its China business to maybe pave the way for a SpaceX merger. Does that seem reasonable to you?
Just in case you missed it, this was very quickly debunked by Elon Musk on X. Quote, "This is fake news." He also added, after Holmars reposted Musk's response saying that this was fake news, quote, "This has never even come up in a discussion ever. Absurdly fake news. People should assume news is fake until proven otherwise." By the way, words of wisdom, not just when it relates to Tesla, but literally anything you ever hear in the media, purported to be news, presented as fact, assume it's bullshit until you can prove otherwise. Words to live by. But yes, it's definitely safe, effective, and totally necessary. So I'm not sure if this clip aired before they'd seen Musk debunk it or not. Just wanted to add that context for anyone who's unfamiliar. The reporting came out, sources familiar with the matter claim, etc. Musk almost instantly said it's bullshit. That being said, he has not once suggested the idea of a possible Tesla and SpaceX merger is absurdly fake news.
Yeah, I would say it's reasonable, and it is going to increase the probability that I have put on this happening in the next few years from 90 to probably 92%. Okay. About a week ago, I had it at 80%, and then the Tesla earnings call, they let a question in about the two companies coming together, which surprised me. Elon started to answer the question, and then legal took over and said, really, we can't say much. And then Elon grabbed the mic back and started to kind of pontificate about the benefits of these two companies being together.
So Munster, prior to the earnings call, already thinking it's like an 80% probability, post-earnings call 90. And for those who didn't catch the earnings call, it was rather interesting. A question was asked. It was one of the top 5 most voted for questions on Say, so Tesla have an obligation to address the question. Ahead of the earnings call, I saw this and anticipated that it would be a total non-response, words to the effect of, I can't talk about shit like that on an earnings call. I hope you'll understand, but this is not the appropriate forum. That's what I thought Musk would say. I literally predicted ahead of time this is roughly how he'll answer. Instead, as Gene points out, he did actually begin talking about some of the synergies between the two companies, why there are some potential reasons in favor of the two becoming one. Then throughout the whole, not the correct place to really talk about shit like this. And then he did actually continue to add, after he'd said that he couldn't really talk about it on an earnings call, some more reasons why it could make sense. I, again, want to be extremely clear. It makes total sense for the two companies to combine. You have the joint venture, the TerraFab project. You have the ability to share resources and talent, in particular. Some of the gigabrains easily able to transition between the two companies, work on different projects, everything from materials scientists to engineers. You have the ability to share AI compute resources for training and inference. Tesla has what may well be the world's most valuable data stream from their vehicle fleet, which no other company either has or could reasonably replicate, period, which is an essential ingredient for artificial superintelligence. Not just digital stuff trapped inside a computer that's useful. Most people can replicate that. You can crawl the internet for text, images, video, for training. But you can't crawl the equivalent of the real world internet because there is not one unless you physically have products out in the real world. Millions of them, about 10 million and counting now for Tesla's vehicle fleet. You can't collect the real world data, not in those quantities. I don't think people appreciate the value in Tesla's real world data stream from their fleet of vehicles. No other company can replicate that, not even close. There's real value there. You've got the Optimus humanoid robots, which in today's episode of Obvious Things Are Obvious will be necessary, essential, critical for building out both a moon base and a Mars base, especially given the fact that they can receive over-the-air updates from Earth, getting increasingly more capable and intelligent and useful over time. I could keep going on. Lots of synergies, lots of reasons this makes sense, and nobody is going to argue against that, at least if they're not suffering from severe brain damage. So question number 1, does it make sense? Of course. Question number 2, will the question actually be put to investors? Will a potential merger, acquisition, combination of these two companies into one be proposed? I think that there's a relatively high chance of this, but that brings us to question 3. Would enough investors actually vote in favor? That is the big unknown. I think a lot of people are assuming this would be a done deal. I am not so sure. I'd love to see it happen. And I think over the short, medium, and long term, SpaceX is likely to be the far more valuable company based on both revenue and profitability, never mind growth. But I don't think most Tesla investors whose support would be needed, a lot of yes votes, would agree. If you take the time to think through this, it's actually pretty evident as to why. In order for a Tesla investor to make an informed decision if they were voting in favor or against a potential merger, they would really need to have built models over the next 10 plus years over a meaningful time frame for both Tesla and SpaceX to weigh the two companies to determine what they believe they could both be doing in terms of revenue, profitability, and ongoing growth, and ultimately what the two companies are worth independent of one another. So we've got to be real here, folks. There's no way even a fraction of a single percent of people who own Tesla stock have not just modeled Tesla out over 10 plus years, but done the same for SpaceX. So the other 99% of Tesla shareholders who would have the option of voting on this would either need to be in support by default because they trust Musk's judgment, that'll be a subset, and or in some other way be willing to take somewhat of a leap of faith. All of this is simply to say that I think the odds of getting enough Tesla shareholders to vote in favor of a potential merger will be a monumental challenge. Not impossible, but much more of a mountain to climb than most people seem to think. I said earlier, I would strongly be in favor of a potential merger between these two companies because I have taken the time to model out over the next 20 years what I think both companies will look like, to value both companies. My new 20-year model for both of these companies will be coming soon to Patreon, and I'll plug it more explicitly in just a moment. But a big part of this has been to help me inform my decision on a potential merger ahead of time, to think through the potential synergies. What are each company likely to be worth in the short, medium, and long term? And importantly, what would a fair ratio be if they were to merge, e.g. 50-50, 60-40, 80-20? My 20-year model has an entire sheet dedicated to the synergies that a merger would produce, but also because I've separately modeled out both Tesla and SpaceX over 20 years. This has enabled me to estimate what I believe both companies are each independently worth today, and therefore what the fair ratio would be. And I've modeled this out not just in a single year, but all the way out to 2046 with intervals between. In each of these cases, and you guys will be able to see soon if you want access to the model, join Patreon, you'll get to look at this. This is part of it. But in each of these cases, SpaceX, based on my modeling, is worth more than Tesla is. But how many Tesla investors do you think have built their own model? Very few. And of those, how many have drawn a similar conclusion to me? I don't know. Bottom line here, approval of such a merger, were it to be proposed to Tesla shareholders, is going to be a real battle. If you want to see why I will be so strongly in favor of this, even if SpaceX is the majority of a potential merged entity by valuation, you'll be able to do so in my new 20-year Tesla and SpaceX valuation model, which, by the way, models out both companies separately over 20 years, but also the what-if scenario. What if they do merge, and what would the fair ratio be? The models are almost done. They'll be launching on Patreon soon. When they do, prices for new memberships at every level will increase significantly. You can join today to lock in current prices for as long as you stay a member. Existing supporters who want higher tier access should upgrade now as well. Otherwise, you can pay more later. Up to you. For full details and to sign up, head to patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem or click the link below. So Gene Munster at a 92% probability, recently up from 90%. He's much higher than I am in terms of this actually happening. Being proposed is a different story, but actually going through, getting enough shareholder approval from Tesla shareholders, I'd say we're much closer to a coin toss. But hey, what would I know?
That took me from 80 to 90. Now I'm at 92. And the answer is it just makes a ton of sense. Like this China piece, I think, is grossly underappreciated about the tensions from the technology companies geopolitically, as I've been meeting with many companies that have ties and these leading private companies that have ties to China. It's pretty clear that they want as much separation as possible. And so my view is that we're probably a couple years away. Elon's has always structured the China business to be easily separated from the US business for a lot of reasons. And one of them is his master plan. It's very simple. He's going to just keep rolling up his businesses into a master company. And so to answer your question, Paul, is I think that this, it makes a ton of sense. And even though they're saying it's not going on, I think it very much is in the cards.
That's interesting. It sounds like Gene Munster was aware that Musk had debunked this as fake news, but believes actually it is going on. Now, to be really clear, Musk is no moron, and obviously Tesla are not stupid. They will have considered the what-if scenarios for their China business in terms of, well, you know, if shit hits the fan, something Taiwan, probably want to ensure that in the worst possible case scenario, we got ourselves covered. And no doubt, if there were to be a SpaceX and Tesla merger, there would be some challenges to overcome relating to SpaceX essentially being a defense contractor for the US. So Tesla and or SpaceX would need to demonstrate an ability to completely silo the Tesla China business. So there were no concerns about what if Tesla China is somehow supplying certain materials to SpaceX for US military related operations. And there's obviously data stuff as well. But I don't think that's a major issue though. The idea of Tesla China being spun out or completely sold off is just crazy to me. You would imagine there'd be a much better solution. Perhaps what Munster is getting at here is that he believes there probably is some discussion currently occurring about if these two companies do become one, how do we deal with the China situation? Not necessarily how do we spin off the company or sell Tesla China, but how do we deal with this so the deal can actually get the rubber stamp of approval?
Sounds like it'd be good for Elon Musk from the way he operates and runs his company. Would it be good for investors?
And of course, the answer to this question is that depends if they've taken the time to model out both companies. That's how you know the answer to that question.
Now that's the key question, and I think the answer is the simple answer is yes from two levels. On an operational piece, which is most important, is that when you bring things together, you reduce redundancies. And there's this long-standing view within tech companies that are highly innovative that smaller teams are more effective. And so when you have smaller, tighter teams and effectively you can do that, I think that's one piece of bringing all these together. I think their visions are very similar, obviously around being AI first, space AI with SpaceX, physical AI, terrestrial with Tesla. All of that makes sense.
To Gene's points, again, nobody is going to disagree. The synergies are so obvious, so many, and it's not just the businesses themselves, but even just the cognitive load and mental overhead on Elon Musk and his own time. One of the most obvious and visible examples, with now two publicly traded companies, Musk has now doubled the obligations of a publicly traded company. Board meetings, doubled. Earnings calls, doubled. Answering analyst questions on earnings calls, doubled. Even just unifying the two companies in that regard would be a massive time save. Musk's chief role at both Tesla and SpaceX is firefighting. The thing he's best suited to, is engineering, product design, leading and driving teams. But you have to understand that when you are running a publicly traded company, the stuff that others can't deal with, can't make a decision on, that's what ends up in front of you. Emergencies, problems, disasters, train wrecks. The guy's literally putting out fires 24/7. While it is a necessary part of being a publicly traded company to be doing quarterly earnings calls and engaging with investors, retail and institutions, that is absolutely not the best use of Musk's time, nor any of the team at Tesla's time. So Musk now currently has double the burden he did just a few months ago because he's now running two publicly traded companies. Even that alone would be a massive time saving, meaning those same brain cycles currently wasted on earnings calls could be recouped and used for higher value tasks. But that's just a surface level example of the duplication all the way down the companies. There's much duplication of roles that could be merged together if the two companies become one. Bottom line is, yes, operationally especially, some massive benefits to be had by SpaceX and Tesla merging.
The other reason why I think investors will be rewarded is that the dynamic around Tesla and SpaceX to a lesser extent right now is really about investor confidence around the long term, retail investor confidence. And I think that unwavering confidence would only increase if they brought some of these together. And that has really explained how Tesla can still be a $1.2 trillion company despite having many of its targets pushed back for years. And so I think you put these two together, it would undoubtedly be the biggest company. I think you put them together, I think the path to a $10 trillion company is well laid at that point.
Obvious things are obvious. I mean, let's be real here. Over a long enough time frame, both Tesla independent of SpaceX and SpaceX independent of Tesla can both become $10+ trillion companies. But together, it's obviously going to happen a lot sooner. Bottom line, does it make sense? Yes. Will it be proposed to investors? Probably. Will it be approved by investors? Maybe. Don't forget, when the new model goes live, Patreon prices will increase, so you can join now and lock in the current prices by using the link below or heading to patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem. Thanks for watching. If you appreciate the content and want to support the channel, check out the links below where you can get early access to daily videos, unlock hundreds of exclusive pieces of content, and plenty more. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today. by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.